acting up.
You think you've got what it takes?
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Electric word life that means forever. That's a mighty long time. But I'm in attack. It's something else.
2 decades have shaped the world.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11. Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and TrackRacer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the famed, the feared Talladega Superspeedway for the third to last round of the Southern Thunder Truck Series. I'm James Watson, joined as always by my cohorts, Sean Signore and Kobe Jordan behind the scenes, pushing the buttons. And first things first, gonna come to you, Sean. You're gonna be racing in this one as in-race reporter. What are you looking for tonight?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to surviving out there. 85 laps at Talladega is a lot of opportunity to crash them all up. So I'm going to be trying to bring the truck home clean and hopefully be one of the few remaining at the very end of this deal.
Absolutely, and that's something we all have to look out for every time we come here is the big one and whether or not you will survive.
Yeah, surviving is always the biggest factor in trying to make it to the end here. Luck plays a bigger role in who wins and loses this race more than anything.
Absolutely, and you just have to hope that things are shining on you this time around. Let's go ahead and get to our keys to the race. Key number 1, draft discipline and line loyalty. You got to be careful with some of the moves you try to make. You can't be too over aggressive, jump up into a lane before it's time to go and end up costing yourself a lot of track position. It's not going to be easy to make passes here. There's going to be a lot of 3 wide action, so you're not going to have a whole lot of avenues to work with unless you send it 4 wide. Yeah, let's not have that happen.
No, let's not. And I'm going to be one of the guys out there, and I'm saying let's not have it happen.
Key number 2, energy management and timing the runs. You have to read how the lines around you are going, understand when the runs are going to happen, and try to time it properly. If you try to jump out of line or throw that block a little too late, it's going to end with everyone going up into the catch fencing. So you just got to be disciplined and make sure you don't end up wrecking everyone.
Anybody can come out here and hold it wide open to get down pat. All those intricate moves that you make throughout a whole race like this really takes an extra set of skills.
Absolutely. And the final key, survival and situational. You've got to keep your eyes. That makes a heck of a lot more sense.
Situational awareness is what that's supposed to read. See, I wrote them myself, so you guys can blame me. I'm just leaving out whole nouns at the end of it, Situational awareness, which, as we know, is, James, you've done laps here as well. It's the key to getting the car home clean, is knowing who's around you and what corners of the car.
Yeah, and just, not pulling out the aggressive moves until it's time to make those moves, It makes no sense to go 4 wide on lap 4. Going 4 wide on lap 84, that makes a lot more sense. And of course, keep your eyes peeled for the big one. And at times you can kind of understand when it's going to happen and go, okay, yeah, we're going to be wrecking here. I should back out. And just make sure you got avenues to go when everything goes wrong.
Talladega also brings out a new set of players at the front of the field. The guys who we see running week in and week out in the top 5 aren't necessarily going to be the guys that we see running up front here tonight. They're going to have to work with different people. They're going to have to race around different people for the position at Talladega. And that's going to be one of the dynamics they're going to have to hurdle here tonight.
Absolutely. I got to know who to trust around you. As practice is just about to end and qualifying is about to begin.
James, you got any good old memories here at Talladega? Have you won any big races or maybe missed any crazy wrecks on the last lap?
So there was one time when I was filling in for a friend in his league race. I took the white flag. Actually, I went on the back straightaway in 15th, won the race.
Sounds about right. Sounds about like Talladega, does it not?
Absolutely. And that's what's fun about it is when we say everyone has a chance to win this race, everyone has a chance to win this race. It doesn't matter if you're sitting P1 taking the white or P21. You still have just as good of a chance to win as everyone.
Most definitely. That's kind of what makes Talladega one of the more fun races here on the services. Anything can happen throughout the gist of these races, but if you're on the lead lap on the white flag, up with the pack, you can definitely come home a winner. It just takes fate to be on your side, and like we said earlier, just that little bit extra luck.
Absolutely. As long as the truck has all four wheels on it, you still have a chance.
Yeah, most definitely. I've seen some cars win races here at Talladega with bumpers torn off, damage on the roof, all kinds of stuff has happened, and I think we're in for another exciting one tonight.
Absolutely. As here are the point standings so far going into the third to last race of the season. Brad Newman, of course, with a massive lead over second place, Matty Raymond, 149 points. Ruben Phelps sitting in P3, Brian Blundell and Lachlan Urquijo rounding out the top five. Excuse me,
Yeah,
Brian Barber, Mark Grocott, Andy Barber, Jason Holdsworth, and Brad Wright were rounding out the top 10.
Brad Newman still going for 10 wins. It's been a couple weeks now since he's won a race, and that he only got a couple more weeks left in the season to get that 10 wins on his record. So he's running out of chances here.
Alrighty, well, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break.
James.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll be back shortly.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Alrighty, we are back. And qualifications have just wrapped up. Your starting lineup for tonight's race at Talladega. Tim Blundell taking the pole with Ryan Barber right next to him on the front row. Brad Wright and Andy Barber in row 2. Row 3 has the 3 of Adam Malone and the 81 of Brenton Henderson. Jeremy Sumter in the 52 and Mark Johansson in the 14, rounding out row 4. Rounding out the top 10 is Giuseppe Maiolo in the 992 and Daniel Blinko in the 77. Sean Signore in the 71, my broadcast partner, next to the 7 of Caleb O'Connor. Brad Newman in the 33 and Jason Holdsworth in the 8 on row 7, all turquoise row. Matty Raymond in the 83 and Kutai Dahl in the 55 on row 8. Nigel Seidel in the 69 and Brian Blundell in the 86 on row 9. Matt Patton and Peter Jones round out the top 20. Glenn Woomwell in the 11 and Colin Bennett in the 242, row 11. Noddy Tompkins in the 119 and Mark Grocott in the 73 in row 12. And rounding out the field is Zach Blundell in the 26.
Jeez, I got tired reading that whole grid. That is a lot of trucks here tonight, man. I haven't seen that many trucks here in a while. Definitely going to mix it up here.
Absolutely, and as they're starting to get rolling, let's go ahead and talk about our race picks. Alright, and let's start off with Sean.
I forgot who I picked already. I think I went with that, Kute Dahl in that 55 truck. Super impressive at the Charlotte Roval. Been running good. When you run good at other racetracks, the wins come here at Talladega. The momentum carries over. And I think Kute is going to come home a winner tonight, especially if I'm out here and I can help it. What about you, James?
I'm going to go with the 81 of Brenton Henderson. He's been really fast as of late. And, you know, having a whole lot of speed really helps here in the track where you're flat out all the time.
What about you, Kobe, out there behind the scenes? Who are you think you're going to pick tonight?
This week I went with Giuseppe Maiolo for several reasons. He's new to the trucks, but not new to Inside Lane Productions leagues. He has won a super speedway before over at the Oz Ovals, so he's got form for it. I see no reason why not to pick him. Back to you, gentlemen.
Love that name, Giuseppe Maiolo. What about you, James? You think that's a top tier one?
Oh, absolutely. Like, it's just so cool.
Sounds like an engineer at Ferrari or something, you know? Or Riva Beni's replacement.
How are you gonna insult Giuseppe and say he works for Ferrari F1? He's a lot smarter than that.
Yeah, I said engineer, not strategist, okay?
Right now, some of them engineers have issues. Glares at this year's car. Also, I'm a Ferrari fan for those that don't know.
Yeah, we're Tifosi for those that don't know. We are. Sadly.
Next year is our year.
Always will.
Anyways, enough depression. The pace car will make that hard left-hand turn on a pit road. And Tim Blundell will lead us to the restart zone. Green is going. We are underway at Talladega, and Lord have mercy, someone got to jump on the outside. We're already 3 wide.
That's Matt Patton in that 58 truck. He really pushed the issue there and tried to jump that restart from way on back. That's going to get him in 6 or 7 spots right there. Not sure how the other guys feel about that. That's a good way to get yourself on the wrong foot.
Yeah, boys, this is lap 1. We saw what happened when we tried to go really aggressive at Kansas on the first lap. Already, we got a whole lot of 3 wide already. Still side by side, 3 wide once again.
Brad Wright in a little bit of a rush right there. I'm following him.
Yeah, 3 wide with Patton and Malone.
These guys are racing a little crazy right now for the moment.
No kidding. Gents, let's save this for the last 20 laps at least. Boy, howdy, and we are continuing to be 3 wide. Got our man in the blue, Sean Signore, giving a shove to, I believe, is that Blinko?
Jeremy Sumter.
Jeremy, okay. Really hard to see
Holding a
Jeremy's
steady
name.
line. He's the truck in front of me. I guess he ought to get a push.
Still 3 wide as these two continue to shove each other along. Newman leading that 3rd lane, but it looks like the energy's starting to dissipate here. Right now, Blundell and Wright, the PSS trucks out in front, leading the way with the Barber boys right behind them. Big wiggles from the turquoise 3 line. Oh, someone's smoking! Oh, I think someone might have blown up. I think it's Fred Wright. We're still wrecking. Oh, we're still wrecking! Oh man, I think that...
Yeah, I would say so. I think the 19 blew up there on the bottom. I saw a little puff of smoke, but I didn't know if it was somebody getting loose or something, and next thing you know, he was stopped right in front of the whole pack.
Yep, lit out the magic smoke.
That might be a little bit of inexperience with some of these oval racing cars blowing up the motor this early in the race, but you know, some of these guys just not used to the constant pushing that can happen, that really almost doesn't happen as often anymore on iRacing. Especially with the
here
next
we are
gens
on
and
the
cars less dependent on tape.
Yeah, I see right there. There's the smoke. Nothing anyone behind him can do. You see hard damage for Holdsworth. One of the Barbers looks like Naughty Tompkins as well.
I had nowhere to go.
John gets turned. You sure didn't. And then more issues with Matty Ray, Colin Bennett.
Well, I hate to say it, but you can kind of feel it coming, right, James? With the 3 and 4 wide. I felt like the guys 3 wide there really wasn't the issue, but it just felt so chaotic out there.
And then you see after the fact, Colin Bennett trying to check up, loses it, goes up into Matty Ray.
Easy to do here at Talladega with the gears being so long. You're so used to that first gear being kind of neutered, and you get in it just that little bit too hard, and it reminds you it's got all that power.
Absolutely. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Junior, James in the booth, you got a copy.
Hey, ladies.
All right, throw them out.
How's it going,
You
boys?
get through that wreck, Ryan?
Nah, I think I turned into a pinball, so I'm sitting in a bit here of 2 minutes worth of damage. So, yeah, I'll just try and fix it. I was just sitting there in 3rd on the bottom line, just letting those two do all the work. I was just sitting back having a nap, maybe a drink or two, but seems like Brad bought his engine from Temu and it blew up. So I was just a bit unlucky just being where I was at that time, and yeah, got a bit of damage here, but I'll live.
A bit unlucky for you, a bit unlucky for about 20 other guys.
Yeah, it's probably the most cars that we've had this season, I think. So, that's just the way super speedway racing goes, but it's, not surprising that we have cars in the pits damaged within the first couple laps anyway, because it seems to be like some drivers like to play superhero. So, yeah, I guess people just find out the hard way, and that's what's happened here tonight. And yeah, everyone should repair their cars out and get back out, and probably do the same thing.
Yeah, I think it'll be rinse and repeat because it felt pretty hectic out there for me. I don't know about you up front because it felt like it was the last lap back there in about 10th, 12th spot.
I felt like I was having a nap just sitting in third. Usually you want to be that third car on the bottom line anyway. You can kind of just sit there and help, but and it also gives you a bit of a advantage, with the wrecks as well. But usually you don't really have the wrecks getting caused up the front there. So yeah, well, I'm pretty much nearly done the damage now anyway. So I'll go back out and I'll sit at the back, and then towards the back end of the race I'll just start pushing forward and annoy some people.
And maybe we can work together here, try to keep with the pack. I'm carrying a little bit of damage too, but I got all I could fix right now. So let's see if we can work together, maybe get something out of it.
Yeah, well, I got all of the damage done, so I'm coming out of the pit lane now. So Brad is the only one that stayed out. Newman, obviously, the other Brad's in the pits, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. He also has a few laps shorter fuel than me and you, Sean. So I wonder how that's going to play out as well, because the fuel mileage does matter here. You do try and extend your tank as much as you can, but then also you got to try and pit when other people pit. So yeah, it could come down to people pitting with Brad for the sake of it, of pitting as a pack, or Brad being under fuel towards the back end of the race. So I reckon the broadcaster's going to have a good time figuring that one out. But it looks like you get 29 laps of tank on fuel, so either way it's going to be a bit tight towards the back.
I would agree. That's a good thing. That's a good thing to mention right there. Is the 2 extra laps we all have on Brad on fuel. Good thinking.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, man. We're about to go back green. We will try to catch up with you later on here in the race.
Yeah, too easy, Sean. I'll probably hang out with you towards the back there, and we can share a cuppa.
Yeah, I might be a little too slow, but if not, I'm here for the long run.
Yeah, me too. All right, have fun, boys.
And that was Ryan Barber. As we're getting ready to go back green here. Everyone double file. And let's see how well some of these trucks were able to get that damage fixed.
Yeah, I had about a minute of damage myself, and it said they couldn't get it all fixed. So, but I got all I could. Yeah, I know. Doesn't sound too good. But if I'm too slow, I'm just going to go park it and hang out with you up there. But if I can keep up with the pack and show them a little something, I'm going to keep at it.
Ready. As we see the pace car getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. And Brad Wright will lead us to the restart zone.
That's going to be a black flag, I'd say.
Green means go. We're back underway at Talladega, although it seemed like he got going a heck of a lot earlier than that.
Yeah, I'd say he got going as soon as that pace car dropped off, like this was a sports car race or something.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty big no-no and a pretty big lapse of judgment out of Brad Newman, somebody who's restarted in the front a whole lot. So I'm surprised somebody like him did that right there.
Well, the restart zone isn't on, so it's not actually a black flag, and he doesn't have a black flag, so...
Oh, it's not on in this league?
Nope.
Well, that's quite a change of scenery.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I've been here for 3 months. Shows how often I'm leading.
Yeah, now we are pretty heavily single file.
Yeah, everybody's pretty spread out, but we're all closing back in, and that accordion's starting to go the other way right about now.
Yeah, O'Connor's got to work hard to make sure he doesn't lose the lead draft here to these top 5.
It doesn't seem like that's going to be happening right now. It seems like we got the momentum, especially this quickly after the restart. Seems like it's pretty hard to lose the draft if you have a whole bunch of cars behind you. At least in these trucks where the draft is so much stronger.
Yeah, it's getting close. Just about 6/10 off. The behind him is starting to catch up to him, so that's going to help a ton.
Big move by Ryan Barber here in the back. He's going to the front. I ought to go with him.
I don't know if that's
what you see up there, James.
Yeah, but going double filed will only slow both lines down. So I don't know if this is what you want to do when you're at risk of losing the draft here.
Some of the guys out here, they might not be complete experts on how all that stuff works compared to a lot of the NASCAR fans over here in the States. So you might see weird things in the draft happen like that, but we can just sometimes chuck that up to ignorance when it comes to some of these foreign leagues.
Yeah, now with that said, it looks like everyone is caught back up here. Yeah.
Whew, I can stop sweating.
I know. It's the most helpless feeling when you're losing the draft. Like, there's very few feelings worse than that in racing.
I tend to agree, especially when you're out there by yourself and it's just painstakingly boring. I've fallen asleep out there a couple times, that's for sure.
Here comes Nigel Seidel leading this second line.
And getting a little racy like it was before. These guys, they're not settling in and getting in line. They are going full beans right now at the moment. We're going to break a record for cautions tonight so far this season.
I don't know if I want you to be right about that or not. See, Seidel is about equal with Sumter being pushed by Matt Patton.
Good field attention. He's gone up just in the last lap and a half.
Meanwhile, there does seem to be a few trucks that have lost the lead draft, like Kutai Dahl, Daniel Blinko.
That can definitely be a little bit of a strategy call, but not one that usually works here at Talladega. You know, works a lot of the times in official maybe where there's a much more bigger chance of a big wreck. But right now with league racing, it's a lot more likely it's going to go green.
Yeah, I don't know if that's by choice.
Most of the time it's not by choice, but you got to adapt. Right now they are adapting and running full throttle.
And I think the 8 truck might be cooked after that early lap incident, because he's about all by himself 30 plus seconds off of the leader. Yeah, that 8 truck has some significant damage for Jason Oldsworth.
It'll be interesting when this lead pack catches him going so slow. A lot of the times they'll catch him so quickly he won't even have time to move up to the top. And almost a big wreck up here between Jeremy Sumter and Brad Newman last time by going into turn 1. You're going to want to see a replay of that. That was very, very close to being another 15-car wreck.
Looking at these two coming off of the corner. Didn't see anything.
Going into turn 1.
Okay.
Oh, you'll see it.
Tell you, Patton is all over behind the rear tailgate of Seidel. He's made me nervous a couple times with how he's pushing that 69 truck.
Yeah, I got eyes on them back here, and I'm staring right at those two up there on the top side. If something's going to happen, it might just be right there, as you just said, Jeremy. I'm sorry. Alright, I messed up your name.
Yeah, you can tell that Nigel's getting a move on. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
You can't do that to me, man. I'm racing. You got me laughing.
Hey, you know what you signed up for when you got to a booth and meet. You know I'm gonna make stupid jokes at every opportunity I can. As here comes Seidel taking the lead from Brad Newman off of the great push from Patton. Now what does Patton get for his efforts? Left out to dry all by his lonesome. It is gonna be a huge fall for Matt Patton.
He's going to end up back here with me and Matty Ray. We're back here just biding our time, and that 58 truck just nowhere for him to go. But that 119's in a race to go up there and join him. Naughty Tompkins gone up to the top side. And with us checking up so much, he might be able to get up there and help his buddy Matt in the 58.
Oh, so we see O'Connor jumps out too. Caleb O'Connor in that beautiful Calzonic paint scheme. Reminds me of the Calzonic skyline. Oh, that's a gorgeous paint. Yes, sir. He's even got the white wheels to go with it. Chef's kiss.
The man has taste, but can he drive?
So far, so good for that 7.
Some of these other guys going to the top. I'm going with Matty Ray. I ain't leaving him out to dry.
Yeah, meanwhile, while we were ogling the Calzonic F-150, Matt Patton is now leading this race.
A lot of checking up there going on that inside line. This might even suck in some of those guys that already lost the draft. Don't seem to be losing it as quickly anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing you run into when you got such a big train of cars. The bigger the lane, the harder they break.
We go on the back bumper of this 8 truck, Jason Holdsworth. Matt Patton, for some reason, decides to run in the back.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah, that wasn't a very wise move.
Yeah, I think he was trying to give his teammate a push, but unfortunately, Holdsworth is just too damaged, and that almost caused a massive stack up. Certainly cost Patton a lot of track position.
I'm not sure if this 58's got damage or not right here in front of me. He sure hit that 8 truck pretty hard, but he is going for it again underneath the 73. 3 wide up the middle. Oh!
Oh no!
73 came down into me. I wasn't there.
Yeah, Grocott with the side draft of the century.
That's not seeing me coming. Man, that was close.
Yeah, almost sent our in-race reporter to the catch fence.
Give it to Brad Newman there. I'm not going to block him.
Oh lordy, we're getting racy again. Gents, there's still so many laps left.
I'm in danger.
You know, the fans watching at home, they sure love to see big wrecks and trucks torn apart. But us in the broadcast, that's our worst nightmare. How are we supposed to call a race with 3 cars with 60 laps to go?
These guys, they're racing good at the moment. Thank God I got that 58 out of here.
Yeah, you see our in-race reporter shoving Patton back to the lead of this race. Is now Sean leading the outside lane with Brad looking to his inside. And oh, Brad's going to leave you out to dry. As you see Sean able to jump back into 3rd on the line in front of Matty Ray.
I still might not want to be this far up, especially with some of these moves these guys are making all around me. I don't trust the 73 right now at the moment.
Yeah, Mark is looking really racy right now. Kinda in no man's land. A lot of his PSS teammates got taken out in that first caution, which is a bummer because you think back to Patton jumping down. He's letting everyone go by. He gets back on the track at the very back of this pack. Meanwhile, back up to the front, Newman leading the inside lane. Mark Grocott out in front of the outside. Yeah, you think back to Daytona, the PSS trucks work together so well until they didn't with about 4 laps to go. But now it's
very true.
Really just Mark for the most part.
That was one of the first races I did for you guys, and that was quite an eye-opener to how these guys race. That was a great race to call.
It sure was. As Tompkins shoving Newman. Signore shoving Grocott. Nothing but blue leading this race. They continue to turn laps 2 by 2. Oh, it looks like Sean tried to jump underneath the 73 and leave him out to dry, and no one is going with him. But gonna do a fantastic job to take back the lead of the line. How'd you do it, Sean?
He just drifted a little high. So I went through the middle, but I decided to get back down to the bottom line here. Just feels a little loose up there at the top side, and don't have the confidence in pushing somebody right here at the moment. But even with the damage, the truck feels pretty fast, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, very lucky a hole opened up right there at the perfect time.
Yeah, most definitely. I got a hole and I took it with both hands.
That's what... I better not.
No,
anyways, not. Brad Newman continues to lead.
You know, I might run for office someday. You'd vote for me, come on.
I don't know if I should laugh or cry.
You'd vote for me, come on.
Anyways, I think now might be a good time to go ahead and take a quick commercial break before we get to green flag pit stops. And we shall return.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are back, and you see Brad Newman continuing to lead this race. Grocott continues to hold serve on the outside.
Brad's driving
Seems
like he wants that 10th win.
Yeah, it seems like things have kind of maybe started to settle down a little bit there, Sean.
Yeah, it feels like it a little bit, but now this 58's back up here, and I think he's going to bring a little bit of the chaos with him. You see him pushing Matty Ray really hard into the back of that 73, getting the 73 loose. That's going to be a big pucker moment right there going into turn 3 for Mark Grocott. He was real sideways.
This trio is doing an incredible job hanging up with the inside lane, with only having a fraction of the cars building that energy.
I don't feel like I'm getting much help from behind either.
You sure aren't.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen. Kute Dahl and his smaller pack really pushing the envelope there. They had caught up to this bigger pack that's kind of moseying around up front here.
And that's incredible because they were miles behind at one point. You couldn't even see them in the shot as they were coming off of the corner. Incredible job from those four to get back into the fight.
There were 4 or 5 really fast trucks. This goes
oh my goodness.
4 wide up here.
Yeah, we were nearly 4 wide for a second as here comes Patton taking the lead on the outside again.
And no help for him at the moment. He is going to lose his momentum as that bottom line is going to prevail again. We're right back to where we were.
Yeah.
That pit stop coming up, you're going to see more and more guys want to get to the bottom.
Yep, it's only going to be a handful of laps here before it's time for green flag pit stops. Well, what about you, Sean? What are you looking at fuel mileage wise here?
So I got about 10 more laps of fuel. So I can go about to lap 39, 40. But that's really dependent on when these guys decide to come down and take some gas. I know Brad's going to have to pit early, as you heard Ryan Barber actually called it pretty early on in this race. So Brad's going to have to pit early, and then it's dependent on how much longer these guys can go other than Brad. I think that's going to be the strategy move for me right now at the moment.
Yeah, honestly, if I'm the rest of the field, I just let him pit all by himself. Try to get him out of being able to be in this battle for the win. You know, because was he the only one that stayed out on that first caution, Kobe?
Yes, yeah, he was the only one who stayed out, and, you know, I totally agree. He's obviously one of the better drivers in this series after watching these races week in, week out. I'd rather not race him for the win if I ain't gotta.
Yeah. Oh, Patton getting real aggressive with the side draft, and there's Seidel jumping out to follow him through on the outside.
These guys are definitely a bit in a rush up here. At 58, he is quite the driver.
Yeah, just almost looks like he's just kind of... Because, like, he jumps out, tries to make a move, settles in, and then continues to try to make the move again. Even when he's out in front or almost out in front, he just kind of jumps out, falls back, and then starts to cycle over again.
He never stops swinging, and one of the times it's going to make a hit.
Well, he had the lead not that long ago, and then he just pulled off to the infield and let everyone go by. So
he also had the lead earlier and ran into the back of Jason Holdsworth when he was lapping him.
Yeah, so
questionable moves by Matt Patton, but he keeps on making his way back up here either way.
think he's doing that because he's bored or just wants to mess around. Because if you're trying to set yourself up for the win, you're gonna do things that aren't that.
It seems to have a little laissez-faire attitude towards it.
You see, big pack of trucks might be starting to lose the draft here. About half the field almost dropping off the 14 of Johansson. Oh, Brad Newman gave the command. He's going to be pitting this time by. Now, will anyone join him? It's like a few. Some of his, it's like Seidel, Patton. Fourth truck, I can't quite make out. Looks like Naughty Tompkins. Ooh. A little bit of a nerve-wracking entry into the box for Patton. Oh, and he does a half spin. That's going to cost him some time. It doesn't look like it was the best stop either for Naughty Tompkins. Let's see if they're able to catch back up to each other and form a little bit of a pack. Meanwhile, Caleb O'Connor, he's the one that takes over the lead of this race. You see Mark Grocott giving the command. He's going to be bringing the 73 in this time by. Or how many people are going to join him. So you see a long train of cars ready to make their pit stop. Got two of the Blundells bringing it in. All three Blundells bringing it in. Sumter, Coute. I think this is going to be a big one. Oh, man. Look at all the trucks bringing it down pit road. Are so good. No contact. And I'm not seeing any black flags either. And now we watch and wait. Or it looks like O'Connor, Maiolo, Southern Stars boys stayed out. Sumter, first one off of pit road. Signore, Raymond joined with him. Who's gonna lose the lead draft from this? There goes Patton and Tompkins. See, they lost a lot of time from their pit road mistakes. They're only gonna come out about halfway through this field of trucks. Patton giving a heck of a shove to the 119. Looks like they're going to be about towards the front of it. I think that might be something Raymond, etc. in front of them. Mark Johansson brings on pit road. Whoa, this is getting hairy. Look at this massive humanity, 3 wide. I'll give it a heck of a shove to the 7. Almost too much of a shove. I believe they have all stayed out so far. O'Connor's going to be bringing it in. Woomwool Maiolo. Do the Southern Stars boys join him? And looks like they do. The last of the late runners bringing it down pit road. We do have a black flag for Mark Johansson. But he seems to be the only one penalized throughout that. Oh, there's contact! On pit road, O'Connor and one of the barbers. How much time does that cost them?
An exciting couple laps here. Got about a 5-car breakaway, but these other cars, they are catching us quick this second pack. Us 5, we need to get together if we can.
Yeah, looks like lead group is about 6 trucks here. Newman, Seidel, Dahl, Sumter, Raymond, and our own Sean Signore.
But those guys coming off pit road, they came out right in front of us.
Yeah, look at these two well ahead.
Wants it cleared. I don't think it's going to happen, buddy.
Yeah, Giuseppe hoping that the flag gets cleared, but there is no. You're not really gonna get a black flag out of error, unfortunately.
I'd say speeding on pit road or something like that is a driver skill thing, and you know, getting it cleared just isn't the move. I don't like how these guys check up for the cars coming off of pit road instead of going around them.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna be 3 wide here.
I gave Matty Ray a big shove about a lap ago. I had him about wreck. Sorry.
We've kind of settled down a little bit, but here comes Patton and Tompkins sending it 3 wide around Dahl.
As soon as you say that, they made their move. They're listening to you tonight. You gotta keep saying that, man. They're gonna keep going.
Apparently. And they're gonna drop down in front of the leader. We're just about at the halfway mark here at Talladega. Kutai leading that outside lane. You see Maiolo jumping down to serve his penalty. See Matt Patton jumping out of line and falling back. And the cycle begins anew. Tompkins has Raymond and Signore behind him. Oh, and there's contact. Patton and Grocott. I have no idea what happened with that.
Looked like he made a little contact with the wall, too.
A lot of things happened on that one.
Immovable object met the other thing.
Unstoppable force meets a very movable object.
Yeah.
As Tompkins going up, making contact with the wall. Whoa! Another
I got shoved from behind by somebody about wreck.
Boy.
Going down to turn 1.
Whole lot of jockeying for position right now. Matty Raymond inching just about ahead of Brad Newman. Continue to fight side by side. John giving a great push to Matty Ray, and he's going to jump down and take the lead. And now it's our in-race reporter leading the outside.
I'm in danger.
How goes it, Sean? What are you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Just pushed the 83 out to the front. It's got a smile on my face. Always feels good to shove anybody up to the very front of the pack. You know, I felt like if he stayed up to the top, we were going to lose the momentum that we had there for the moment. So I'll go up here, maybe try to lead a lap, and then maybe go to the back and kind of cool it here. These guys, they're quite tight in the front of this pack here. I see a lot of trucks getting loosened somewhat. I feel like some guys might not have taken tires on this pit stop and played some strategy calls, and it's affecting their trucks right now.
See the outside lane start to fall apart. Only a few trucks up there right now. Newman may be taking a look on the outside, the 83. Waiting to see if Newman will jump up to the outside. You know he's not content staying in second. Here comes Patton all by himself on the third lane. We'll pass Crocott and jump down back into, and he jumps back up. Doing it all by himself. Oh boy. He's got a little tight off of turn 2 there. Whoa, I think he almost got the wall that time. See the rear of that 58 doing a little bit of dancing as here comes Sean. You saw Newman got by Matty Ray. And now Sean pushed out front. He's going to take the lead, drop down, and he's going to lead this lap.
Yeah, I led a lap.
Newman jumps in front of Sumter, and here's Patton around the outside, making it 3.
And Brad did not want to push me.
He sure didn't. Now he's being pushed by the 52 of Sumter.
Now he's not going to be pushed by anybody.
Sumter leads him out to dry. Pat will shove him ahead. Jeremy trying to jump to the inside. He will do so. Whoa, things got real close with Saddle and Patton. There was almost contact. As I've been saying for seemingly all 47 laps.
This has been quite an event right now.
That's one way to describe it. Very wide for the lead. Matt Patton doing it all by himself as once again Seidel gets a little close to him. Oh boy!
Remember when they used to say that about Kyle Busch, 3 wide by himself?
Patton jumped down behind Seidel, but he almost did that a little too early and took both trucks out. These two continue to move all around this track. They lap one of the PSS trucks. I think it might have been Brian Blundell. Sumner continues to control the inside, Newman on the outside. Adele jumps to the outside, making it 3. Oh, we were nearly 4. Pat nearly making it 4. Oh, they make contact this time. They hold on to it somehow. I don't know how. Things are kind of calmed down in the last half a lap. And it's sad that this is calm, but I digress. No change in the lead. These two continue to front these lines. Oof. As Newman drops down, he'll take control of the inside once again. Sumner jumping to the outside now, and he's going to be left out all alone. Seidel and Patton just hang a right as he hung his right. Seidel will jump down in front of the 52. We're 3 wide with a solo Matt Patton again. Seidel almost trying to take the lead of this race back as Sumner had dropped down in front of Newman. And now Newman's gonna jump to the outside. Whoa! Another big move by Newman to jump down. These two are playing musical chairs with the lead of this inside lane. Almost like clockwork at this point. Adele was maybe looking to drop down, but he stays put.
It seems to be hard for them to make the pass when it's just 2 or 3 trucks up there, no matter how hard they're pushing. Especially with us pushing pretty hard up here in the front. Before, we really weren't pushing too hard on the bottom, and now we are.
Absolutely. The pack is chasing down the wounded Holdsworth truck again.
I've said it before and I say it again. I am in danger.
Yeah. And 3 wide once again. Been saying 3 wide so many times tonight, it almost feels passé at this point. Alright, well, I think we're going to go ahead and take another quick break before the final round of pit stops. We shall return. we're back, and you see we are under yellow. Tydell up into the wall. See, they're still running in the same formation they had been. To turn one. And, oh, contact with Sean Signore. Gets the 69 sideways and back up the track he goes. Honestly, I'm
like
surprised
some
that
neck
through
code, I
yellow.
must say, because I didn't see him to my side, and next thing you know, he was spinning across my nose. What does that look like from you guys' point of view?
It looked like he kind of phased into your truck.
It was very weird. I was just going along, and next thing you know, I had a car in front of me. Feel bad for him either way. He's having a great run in that 69 truck. Hopefully he doesn't have too much damage.
Well, he's got a meatball. Taking another look at this. Yep, there's netcode. Well, how about it then? Are you going to be good to go on fuel from here on out?
Yeah, everybody should be good to go on fuel, most definitely. Yeah, get a straight shot run to the end. Still a long way to go. 30 laps, quite a long way here. Probably going to have about 27 to go when we get a green flag.
Alrighty, well, while everyone is pitting, we're going to finish up that break, and we'll be back for the drop of the green.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Electric word like repeats forever. That's my long time. I'm in attack. It's something else.
2 decades have shaped the world.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Alrighty, and we are back. And we are double file. Ready to get back green. What I'd see 27 laps ago.
Yep, 27 to go.
As we see the pace car getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn on a pit road. Jeremy Sumter will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at Talladega. Fantastic jump for the inside lane. Be a bit of a 3-truck breakaway here with Sumter, Raymond, and Dahl. Newman and O'Connor drop in behind, but then as soon as I say that, they jump back out trying to get the lead back. Oh! Contact with the 4 and the 07. Tim Blundell and Sean Signore going up into the wall. Sean, what happened?
They checked up pretty hard, and the 4 car went to the top as soon as I did. I made a move to go to the top instead of checking up, and he kind of drifted up right there at the same time. I got engine damage.
And you have a black flag.
Blow up. And I know I got the black flag. I think I'm gonna call her a night right now. This thing is killed.
It's unfortunate. You were having a heck of a run there.
It was a lot of fun. These guys are putting on one hell of a show. And I think I'm better off watching it up in the booth right now.
Yeah.
Because right about now, I'm gonna be sitting around getting lapped here pretty soon.
As O'Connor's getting a fantastic shove from his teammate. They got a little disconnected. Will able to tuck behind the 7 once again. So they have Brent Henderson right behind. It's really just those 3 on the outside. Still got quite a ways till you get to the 4. Urquhart trying to push Tim Blundell back up and get them connected with the outside, but nothing doing so far. And a little bit of 3 wide as, oh, someone makes a big move behind. I think that's Matt Patton. What a shot.
He certainly was one of the guys out there in that race that was really putting on some crazy moves as somebody who was just out there with these guys. The 58's one to watch, most definitely, as I'm sure some of you guys already know who's been around for most of this race.
Yeah, the fearless 58. He's back taking it 3.
One thing about that 58 is he does like the side draft. If he is 2 or 3 wide, he is going to be right next to the car he is passing. And that can cause incidents, and that can cause contact. So that's going to be a little bit of a hotbed right now that I'm going to be paying attention to. The nose of that 58 truck.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, pretty impressive run by Brad tonight. When I was out there, he was fighting to maintain control of this race, and he has continued to do that. You can see the 2 different ways to do it on display between Brad and the 58 truck, just between those 2, how they're able to, they're both trying to do the same thing and get to the front and control the race, but one's been able to do it and one hasn't. And you can see why it's working and why it isn't. And Brad's just out there really putting on a clinic and showing these guys how it's done and how to control a crazy race like this one.
Yeah, and you see Patton breaks up the 7-Eleven. That convenience store is closed as he separates the 2.
Patton is pushing with all his might out there time and time again. He's going to give this 7 car one hell of a run down this back straightaway. They're going to be clear, at least the 7 is, of that 33 going down to turn 3, but maybe not as that bottom line starts to push on the bottom. Here comes Brad Wright back down to the inside.
Yeah, they weren't able to get clear.
And that
Inside
58,
lane.
he ain't going to give up. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Really?
He's going to keep trying.
Yeah, I would never guess. Absolutely shocked by that.
There's just a couple more trucks where to creep up there and help them. I think they got it done. As the 58 is going to pop out 3 wide on the 7. That is not going to work out, even with help behind him. All he did was slow those guys down. Back to the bumper of the 7 truck.
Yeah, he is all over the rear tailgate of Caleb O'Connor. I hope Caleb is holding that wheel tight.
Oh man, they ought to both be holding that wheel. You can see the run that they get.
Yeah, you seen the 58 doing a little shimmy.
Looks like one of those girls on TikTok. He's going back and forth.
Yeah, he's belly dancing that 58. No idea how he's doing that and it not ending poorly.
Latency.
Yeah. As we're at 20 laps to go.
I feel like we've been watching a wreck happen for about a half hour. It just hasn't happened yet until I got into it.
Yeah, they've been wrecking him.
Back up to the top
since they went green.
Yeah, it just hasn't happened. It only happened a couple times. I'll tell you what, these guys as a whole are doing a great job. This has been one fun race to watch and be a part of. I must say, I had a smile on my face the whole time out there. They are making this more fun than these Americans do. I'll tell you that. These Americans that we race with, they're either in the back hanging out or, you know, they're up there single file. They don't do nothing like this.
Yeah, it's giving me a smile calling this action. The little pack that could taking the lead right now. We'll give it another great shove to the 7.
I got a great idea, James. Let's build a super speedway in Australia. This is how they're going to do it.
You know?
We'd make millions overnight.
Yeah, I don't think that's the worst idea I've heard today.
We just got to put that 58 guy in a truck. As they are not giving up here on this top side. That 7 truck, his back bumper is getting a workout from Matt Patton. And kudos to whoever is behind Matt Patton. I believe that is the Brenton Henderson up there. Or Lumbwell and Greg Lumbwell in that 11 truck. He's really doing a great job. He's been able to stick up with these guys, and he's doing a much better job at pushing this 7 truck than Matt was.
Whoa, this is getting close. No. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's fine.
Got through it. Got through another one, boys.
And there is theoretical wreck number 5.
Coming back around this time by 17 laps to go, James. It's going to get only crazier and crazier from here. Is that 7 truck? He's clear going down in the turn.
He drops.
Turns down in front of Brad Newman. Solidifying his position, but time and time again, Newman's going to go up through the middle there. That kind of psychs out the 11 out of line, but Newman's going to be hooked up with, guess who? That 58 truck of Matt Patton.
We're back in front once again.
I haven't seen Brad sit back in second for more than 30 feet tonight.
Yeah, you're right about that. Here comes Andy Barber.
Oh, sideways, the 3 truck of Adam Malone.
Well,
everybody keeping it straight for the moment.
Adam's going to hang on to that truck somehow. I don't know how, but we stay clean and we stay green. Theoretical wreck number 7.
I don't know how these guys are doing it. And you know what, James? You know it's going to happen. This pack's all going to close back in together.
Yes, sir.
These guys at the front, they're racing side by side. They're swapping the lead back and forth. They're not doing anything efficient right now at the moment.
Nope, it's just the Sumter shoving Barber. Andy Barber side by side.
20 truck pack again. That's a new player to the front of the pack tonight, Andy Barber in that 5 car. Haven't seen much of him and Ryan so far up towards the front of the pack, especially when I was up there racing them. I didn't see any of these guys. And now towards the end of the race, time and time again, these guys, they work their ways up to the front.
Absolutely. Is Andy trying to take the lead away from Newman? And guess who those two have behind? Matt Patton.
Hey, he wasn't gone away for long.
Glenn Woolwell back on the scene as well. Good recovery from the 11 getting shuffled out.
Brad Newman getting a little bit loose right there underneath the 52. I'm thinking some guys skipped out on the tires again. One little bit thing to note here, James, my tires. I didn't take tires either pit stop. They were down to 89s on the right.
That is terrifying. That shouldn't happen.
So if the tire wear is like all of these guys like it should.
I think we're 4. Oh, we were 4 for a split second.
Got a towards the back of the pack.
Adam Malone going around. He's going to save it. No caution.
No yellow.
Oh, look at this.
There's a yellow brewing right here with this 11 truck.
No kidding. As during all the chaos, Andy Barber took the lead.
I'm pretty speechless with how this race has gone so far. I'm kind of glad I'm not out there with them. I'd be sweating a pig.
Okay,
Brad Newman
Andy, here
going
comes
for
Newman.
another one. Like I said tonight, that 33, he's not content with running second for no amount of time. He's going to pull out and try to go for it, but no one's going to go with him. And into the sucker hole goes Brad Newman. He's about to fall right outside the top 10 with that one swift move.
Oh, here we go.
We're packed up here in front of him. That's going to help Brad.
The Lord, once again, almost 4.
Brad pulled up in front of that 58 to the top. He wants a push. That 58 is going to oblige. See Kutai Dal coming up the middle. He gained a bunch of spots right there. He's going to fall in behind Andy Barber on the outside. I'm sorry, that's Ryan Barber on the outside, I believe. Look at this 11 up the middle. Squeezing his way through. You think this was the last lap with how these guys are racing. And guess what? Lap cars in front.
Yeah, that's going to make things even more chaotic. I think we might actually finally be 4 wide. As you got the Barbers controlling the 2 inside lanes. Newman getting a shove from Patton up at the top side. 3 wide for the race lead.
3 wide all the way back through the pack, not just for the race lead, for just about every other position. Ooh. Who is going to win out going down to turn 3? Can't help but think it's going to be Andy Barber on that inside. The inside always prevails on quarter entry. But with these lap trucks, how are they going to survive this?
Boy. Oh, dear.
Here we go.
They hold serve. We are 4 wide. 4 wide.
Look at these guys holding on to it.
So far, so good.
What
as
a
Liddell
job.
and Holdsworth jump down onto the apron to let everyone by.
That was what, theoretical wreck 15?
I think we're at 20. Whoa, little bit of contact again. Sumter and Patton.
That's 21 as we saw it live.
Oh, someone's getting turned. Oh, Blundell and Bennett.
The streak is over. The caution is out. That is Colin Bennett in the 242. Caution is finally out here at Talladega. Everybody can take a breath.
Oh, my
kind of funny
word.
the caution comes out and it's after all the craziness.
Yeah.
Checking it out on the replay here, just a little behind as you see him behind that 14 truck. Looking a little swirly there on board that 14 truck. Look how these guys are driving. It makes me wonder about that tire wear, James.
Yeah, you saw Colin tried to jump down in front of Blundell, made a little contact, shot the 242 up, and he went back down. Yeah, both are spinning.
He's trying to get around the race. He has two trucks trying to trying to stay out of the way, him not to get involved in that. I can tell you how many times it's happened in the lap here at Talladega.
Absolutely, is we're gonna go ahead and take another break as everyone gets ready to pit, and we'll be back shortly.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
You think you've got what it takes?
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, and we are back, and we're going to have about 7 laps to go when the green flag drops once again. Plenty of calamity yet to occur as the pace car makes a hard left-hand turn on a pit road. Ryan Barber will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We're back underway at Talladega. Early jump from Ryan. And Andy looking to tuck in behind.
That's exactly what they needed out front.
Yeah, I caught a lot of people off guard. Look at that.
I'll be
quite a
back
few
up
trucks
together here shortly.
Might have quite a few trucks on the verge of losing the draft already. We got someone
up there for 5th. Sorry, James.
Yeah, you see Brett Henderson pushing St. Jeremy Sumter.
Here comes that bigger pack behind him, starting to close back in. You got
They're gonna have a
hell of a run, yep.
Yeah, they will. Here comes Grocott catching up.
Be watching Brad Newman here in that 33 truck.
Meanwhile,
if he catches his pack, it's gonna go down.
Meanwhile, we were 3 wide with the Fox 9 trucks for a second.
It's going to be hard to beat those 2 trucks up front that are going to be practically glued together from here on out.
Absolutely, and you see that outside lane is falling apart. We're going to have 5 laps to go from Talladega. Someone jumping down onto the apron.
Hopefully Ryan's watching those temps so we don't have another Brad Wright issue like we did earlier in the race. Seems like he's been glued to that back bumper of the 5 truck for quite a while here. We got some new players coming in on the outside.
Yeah.
It's going to be the 77 of Dan Blinn. He's going to be getting a big push, and here comes up the 7. That is Caleb O'Connor.
Oh,
and Brad Wright.
Here's contact. Henderson and Newman into that wrecking. Milo open to the wall. We're still green.
I don't know how they are still green out there, but this pack is really separated out in front. That's exactly what Andy and Ryan Barber wanted to see.
Absolutely, and especially with it involving Newman.
You're pretty far back here on the replay, Kobe. I want to go back out front right now, so we got some more trucks heading up towards the top line. We'll check out that replay after the race. All those trucks managed to hold on to it. I believe Giuseppe Miolo, whatever his name was, I think he was the one that got up in the outside wall.
He was, and that has basically separated the field. We only have about 8 trucks now in this lead pack.
And the guys in that second pack, they might just get there in time, but they really got to work together here. Especially with this first pack, it's going to be starting to get crazy. It's Caleb O'Connor getting a push from Jeremy Sumter on the outside. That 52 truck, he has been fast all night. He's been up front pushing. This is not unusual for him to be up here at this moment in the race. He's got the practice. He's putting application to it against the 7 trucks rear bumper.
Yeah, they're finally starting to gain the energy they needed on this outside. Was taking a minute.
Here comes that second pack, though, of Brad Newman.
Yeah, what a run by them to catch back up.
That's the 58 of Matt Pat, and Brad Newman's going to go to the bottom. The 58's going to go to the top. 2 laps to go. Any one of these trucks can win it. Brad Newman up through the middle.
And we're going to be 3. We're almost 4 wide. Pat looking to the outside of Henderson. He ducks out and ducks to the inside, sending it through the middle.
Wow, that 33 truck making some huge moves there down into turn 1 to get up into the top 5. But right now he's stuck on the outside with the 81 up there tucked up behind him. He's going to need a big push here. Let's hope he's hoping he gets it. Not getting it right now for the moment, as Andy and Ryan Barber are going to be pushing themselves clear off the turn 4. Here comes that 7 truck up through the middle with the 58. I'm going to hand it over to you, James, for the white flag.
Yeah, you see Patton jumps out in front of Newman. He's going to be leading the 3rd lane. Connor still leading the middle, as they're trying to hold off the Barbers, who have been owning the... Oh, there's contact! Henderson up into the wall.
Still a race for the lead up front. Matt Patton, Brad Newman. Matt got very loose up there at the top side. Brad had to get out of it. That's going to cost them position down the back straightaway as Andy and Ryan Barber push themselves clear going down to turn 3.
Big move by Newman to jump down in front of the 77. He's trying to recharge that energy. Is he going to have anything as we come off of turn 4? The Barbers lead the way. It doesn't look like anyone's going to have a run right now. It's going to be between these 2. And coming to the checker is going to be Ryan Barber, who wins at Talladega.
What a job, James. We called it with 3 or 4 laps ago. It was going to be hard to beat these 2 running up in front. Great call there at the end. What a race these guys put on for us tonight.
Yeah, they joke around with each other, but these 2 know how to work with each other. Father-son duo getting it done once again. Your unofficial results from 85 laps a day. Barber 1-2 with Katai Dahl joining them on the podium. Tim Blundell and Zach Blundell. Great run for Zach, coming from dead last to put it in the top 5. Caleb O'Connor, Brad Newman, Daniel Blinko, Noddy Tompkins, and Mark Grocott rounding out the top 10. And then Matt Patton, Matty Raymond, Glenn Woomwell, Giuseppe Maiolo, and Adam Malone, the top 15. Brenton Henderson, Jeremy Sumter, Mark Johansson, Peter Jones, and Jason Holdsworth rounding out the top 20. And why don't you take the last page, Sean?
Yeah, I guess because I'm on it. Colin Bennett finishing 21st. Brian Blundell finishing 22nd. Myself in the 71 truck. Great race for myself, finishing 23rd. Nigel Seidel, one of my victims tonight, finishing 24th. And Brad Wright, taken out in that early wreck, finishing 25th and shotgun on the field tonight.
Hey, we're going to take our last break of the night. We'll be back with our top 3.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
You think you've got what it takes?
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Electric word, life will be forever. That's my long time. Now that it's that, it's something else.
2 decades have shaped the world.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Alrighty, and we are back with our third place finisher, Kutai Dahl. Well, just came up a little bit short there, Kutai, but it was still a great run. Going into the final lap, did you have any sort of plan in mind or anything to try?
I mean, I was tempted to go outside, but Andy and Ryan were just too in sync, and I thought I'd just settle for a P3, to be honest. Yeah, that outside lane looked a bit, I don't know, disorganized, but these two in front of me just seemed like they had that father-son connection, so yeah, just thought I'd stick behind them.
Yeah, it was a really up and down day for you. You, what happened there early on? Because you and a couple others got really separated from the lead pack.
Yeah, I think we had a poor restart, and then we lost the draft, and you know, with two people it's difficult to get back, but then we got some stragglers as well, and then once you get into the four, at least a 3-4 truck train, it's just we gained like a second a lap, and then we caught up pretty easily, but yeah, just a poor restart staying at the back.
Yeah, it was a heck of a recovery, and did a great job dodging a lot of the incidents out there. Things seemed to be pretty hairy and pretty hectic from the moment we dropped the green.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I haven't had the greatest of luck at super speedways, but yeah, tonight was a bit different, so thankfully I didn't crash out or get involved in those wrecks, so yeah.
Well, it was a heck of a run for you, Kutai, picking up another P3. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, just you guys in the booth as always. Kobe for organizing the event, the P1 Racing guys, and Mum and Dad for watching at home. Thanks, guys.
Alrighty, we appreciate you, Kutai, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Hope so.
Alrighty, there's our third place finisher, and now we'll talk to our runner-up with Sean.
Hey, Andy Barber, man, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, second place tonight, just a little bit short, but I'm sure it kind of feels like a win, pushing home that 194 truck to the win.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good. Yeah, little prick still finishing in front of me, but rather finished in P1. But yeah, no, it was a pretty good race actually. Just kind of looked after what we had throughout the stints, kind of sat at the back and see what was doing, and then yeah, when we got time to push up the front, we kind of shoved up there and got on with it.
How do you feel about the tone of the race tonight? I was out there myself, and it felt pretty crazy from the get-go, especially after that big wreck from the beginning. How did you guys manage all that craziness there for so long and come home with 2 clean trucks out there in the front?
Yeah, well, we kind of started up the front to try and avoid anything that was going to maybe potentially happen mid-pack, and in the end we ended up slotting back down the order and sitting at the back there. So we just basically wanted to look after our trucks the whole race and make sure we got our pit stops done, and especially that green flag pit stop was pretty good. We all got out there and ran and got with the lead pack again. So yeah, pretty happy overall. But yeah, just towards the end I had to really mitigate not overheating my truck and then pushing Junior as well. So I couldn't push him flat the whole time, otherwise my truck would have blown up. So
well, congratulations on your second place run tonight, even though it still kind of was a win. Was there anybody you want to give a shout out to for your second place for finish?
Yeah, I'll let the young fella do that.
10-4, man. Well, congratulations. We hope to see you up here next week, up here in the booth.
Yeah, no worries. And yeah, just shout out to Mumsy up in Sakura. Love you.
Send it back over to James. He's going to be with our winner tonight, Ryan Barber.
Ready. Ryan, James in the booth. You got a copy?
I might.
Well, heck of a run there. Things really kind of worked out perfectly. I know we talked to you there early on after getting involved with that first wreck, but it looks like things really turned around.
Yeah, I was lucky. I went from a pinball to repairing the car to getting it out, and then I guess it was straight enough to do what it needed to do. I did have a bit of steering damage, so I was a bit left-hand down, but when you're going straight for pretty much the entire track and barely turning, so it didn't really matter. So yeah, just made it work, sat at the back like I said, just preserved the car. Yeah, I just got it done. I filled the tank on that last stop too, so I had an extra 6 laps of fuel in case we weren't green one checker. So yeah, pretty much covered myself for whatever would have happened during the back end of that race.
Yeah, things really worked out there for you, having you and your dad up here, so you had someone to help play rear gunner and make sure that it was going to be one of you two bringing home the win.
Yeah, well, we had me and Dad and Adzi. Adam got caught up. I think he got turned down the back or something, and he caught the car, but it still gave him damage. So yeah, he had about a minute worth of steering damage to repair after that one. So I'm pretty sure he only managed to get up to 15th, but Kute Dale and us, we were making it work at the front. I sent him a private message just before the end of the race. I just said to him, just work with us. We'll get a 1-2-3 here, and yeah, he played the safe game too. So yeah, just overall a good race apart from the start. But yeah, and it's the first win that I've got of the 194. So Sean and I were talking about my grandfather earlier, so he knows how much this win means, beyond the league. So yeah, it was a good race.
That it was a good race and good win. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you like to give?
Have you interviewed Dad already?
We have.
He'll hand it to you.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Oh, did he stitch me up? Okay, I guess I can. Mish's Excel Garage, RBI Trading Cards 7-Eleven, Slacks Creek Carbies, Beaumont Mechanical, Sydney Pool Servicing, Kobe for running the league, running the broadcast as well, you James and Sean for commentating. You guys are pretty nuts. You two know how to call a race from in the car, so you guys are a bit crazy. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to my grandmother down, in the sunny coast there. I know that she was watching, cheering us on, and she's already sent us messages, and she's got her pom-poms out and she's cheering over the win. So did it for her, and yeah, big shout out to my grandfather too. He's not here anymore, but I just spent some time tonight with some of his trophies and his ashes and stuff, so I got to just reflect on on the race before tonight and just get a game plan on. So I got it to work. So shout out to him, and yeah, I'm looking forward to see you guys next week.
Hey, well, we appreciate you, Ryan, and hopefully we are talking to you next week.
Oh, don't worry, you will.
Alrighty, and there's our race winner, Ryan Barber. Well, Sean, I think it's just about time for us to wrap things up, but what were your final thoughts on one heck of a night from Talladega?
Man, couldn't expect anything less from these guys. What an incredible race from start to finish. It was a lot of fun from both inside the car and up here in the booth. Really enjoyed this one. One of the best ones I've been a part of so far, and can't wait to watch it back on the replay. Great job by everybody involved not to pile it up 15 times over and over. I'm sure James would agree, but that was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, that's understatement of the century, honestly. But for that, I think it's time we get the heck on out of here. So, for my broadcast partners, Sean Signore and Kobe Jordan, we'll bid you adieu and see you next week at Martinsville. Good night, everyone.